following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
But wait, there's more. Figure this out.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
It's time to BS.
Now it's a full-blown radio show, essentially.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all having a good time. Welcome aboard to the Department of BS from the beaches of lovely Long Island, New York, and part of the Belly Up Sports and Belly Up Media Networks. This is Seahawks Sessions, part of the Belly Up Sports, as I mentioned, from the Belly Up Sports and Belly Up Media Networks. We're coming to you live from the Emerald Kingdom Studios. I'm coming to you from the beaches of lovely Long Island, New York. My name is Dan Cruz. One of these fine gentlemen is coming to you from the capital region of Albany, New York. Dustin Henry is here. Kevin Wilson coming to you from the great state of Texas. You may notice that the audio may sound a wee bit different, and the video may sound a wee bit different.
You sound good on our end.
Or look a wee bit different. Which sounds better, this one or the former?
I don't know. I'll have to go back to previous episodes and A/B it now. I got studio monitors in here, even though it looks like I have nothing in here. I have things in here. I have studio monitors. I can figure it out.
Technology. But context be key here. So for the last several years of this fine establishment program, I've been using this little thing called the Rodecaster Pro. The first edition of the Rodecaster Pro. It has been causing me issues, to put it kindly, for the last couple of days now, and it's not fun. And for those that have followed this great program for as long as, you've been around, this fine little ball, the blue snowball microphone, has been my first microphone I've ever used. I've recorded Skype calls through this thing. I've recorded a lot with this thing, and it's still kicking, still going strong. 7 or 8 years later, here we are. Because, the one upside I will say of having this microphone as opposed to the Rodecaster is I have a tremendous amount of space now on my desk.
There you go. You won't know what to do with it.
I don't know what to do now. There's nothing there.
Well, hopefully the Rodecaster revives itself like the Undertaker, sits up and rises again, to record another day.
You mean that delightful sound? Good cue.
It is. Oh yes.
Oh yeah. I do a good Paul Bearer impression. Also, Hank Hill's in the room. Dang it, Bobby.
That one's not bad. I'll take that. You had a long day at Strickland Propane.
Kevin, do you prefer charcoal or propane?
I'm going to go with charcoal.
Good choice. Very good choice.
That's right.
Very good choice.
I'm with you, Kevin, but I do have a propane grill here, but I have a smoker. So I feel like I kind of got both things going on.
Points.
But yeah, when my grill dies, which it could be on its way out. It's old. I've kept it because it's huge, but I'm either going the flat top. I'm either getting one of those Blackstones or I'm getting a charcoal grill. So
I would go charcoal because it's a lot cheaper to go charcoal.
Oh yeah, of course.
Realistically, and you could do more with charcoal.
Yeah,
as opposed to, let's be honest, gas.
I could essentially have two smokers.
However, I will assess by saying this: gas stoves, like in a kitchen.
Oh my goodness.
Fantastic.
Oh, the best. I have gas in here. I have gas at my fine house right now. I grew up with electric stove. I could say gas all day.
Gas all day. Fantastic. Kevin, do you prefer gas or electric for your kitchen?
I'm going to say gas, even though we do not have that fine appliance at present.
Mhm.
And so, we do what we do, but gas is the way to go.
Anyway, so don't forget to like, follow, share, and I almost said share and subscribe at the same time, but likewise, like, follow, share, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
That's right.
And we are going back to live. We have been going live now for the last 3 shows. So engage in the comments for those tuning in and be nice. Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan. Eyes on you,
Ryan.
I don't know. I just caught him on Total Football Talk. He might be on one. Who knows?
He might be because the Jets anger that man. Ryan's catching unnecessary strays from us. I don't know why. Who is this insane psychopath that gives Ryan all these strays?
You are an agent of chaos, my friend.
This is very true. This is very true. You know what is also a great agent of chaos? Football. Because football is back.
It is.
We made it.
We did.
Finally made it. It took 6 months.
That's right.
5.5 months.
Yeah, you don't need to white knuckle the steering wheel anymore. You can relax just a little bit.
White knuckle the steering wheel.
Yeah,
you're holding on too tight for no football.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a Miami Vice reference, but
Well, we could go down that road as well. So.
No, we don't.
Kevin's got his Don Johnson jacket. I know it. He's got one.
I feel like I'm in a Toto music video.
Oh, man. I love it, dude. Africa, I love that song. Unironically, Toto, bunch of studio musicians, really talented guys. And in college, Africa's harder than you think. In college, I had to take a course, and for my midterm, one of my professors was like, figure out all the time signature changes in Toto's Africa. So I'm sitting there. What? It's called active listening. You got to map out the time signatures. I'm trying to do it. I'm not a drummer, so this was tough for me. And I guessed that there was like 5 total time signature changes. And he was like, there's 3 within the first 5 bars of the song. So I did not do very well on the midterm. This has been an early edition of Dustin's Jukebox.
Oh, boy. So, yes, football has returned. The Pro Football Hall of Fame game was last night.
Was a dud.
I'm sure it was. I don't know because I fell asleep.
Yeah, I just can't get behind the Hall of Fame game. I'm excited that football is coming, but I also am conflicted because I was listening to another fine program before we got on the airwaves, and they said, oh, now that it's August and summer is ending, I said, don't you say that. We still have like a month and a half. We still have a month and a half.
Come down here to Texas and say that the summer is ending. You'll get just punched right in your face.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're talking major violence right there. So don't be doing that.
But did either of you notice, though, that a certain former 49ers second overall draft pick, Trey Lance, or maybe 3? Was he third overall?
Third overall.
Yeah. He looked okay in LA.
Funny because Trey.
You can say San Diego. That's fine.
Yeah.
Screw you, Spanos. Anyway, so screw you, Dean Spanos. Piece of garbage in your receding hairline. Anyway.
1-800 garbage.
Can't help it.
No. Dean Spanos does not get a pass in this regard.
Okay.
He does not. Dean Spanos. It's.
Sorry, I was feeling a little attacked. I have a receding hairline, so.
No, you don't. Do you really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, all right.
I'm combing it over like Homer Simpson.
There's something new about Dustin.
Well, yeah, that's a major revelation right there. So,
Jesus, but yeah, I don't mind the Chargers in LA. I just think I think the Chargers. I think San Diego.
Yeah, of course.
Unlike the Rams, because the Rams fit in Los Angeles pretty well.
Well, yeah,
they do, and it's where they were first. But I know that
they were in Cleveland.
They were in Cleveland.
Oh, Cleveland. That's right. I forgot.
You want to go to history? They were in Cleveland first.
That's right. Then they went to LA, and then the owner died in a drowning, and then
Yes.
all that, and next thing you know, they're in St. Louis.
Yeah, well, and the crazy thing is he was the owner of the Colts originally, and he and the owner, like, they essentially did like a trade of the two teams. Like it was weird times. I didn't think you could do that.
I didn't think you could do. I didn't know you could do that either.
Yeah.
That was pre-Jerry Jones, so that's probably what happened there. So.
We'll get to Jerry's boys.
Yeah, we can. Yeah,
we'll get to them in a second. But first, it is the beginning of the show, so you know what that means. It's time for the Smooth Report. Where is that sound? I can't find it. There it is. This is the Smooth Report, our weekly news segment here on Time to BS and Seahawks Sessions. We start off in the Queen City of Cincinnati as former Seahawks tight end Noah Fant, recently released by Seattle, signs with the Bengals on a 1 year contract. The Bengals, who already have Mike Gesicki as the starting tight end, will look to use a two tight end system as a throw first football team. What is it, Kevin?
You're talking Gesicki like he's some kind of tight end, and
I'm a Penn State fan. I can swear by him.
I'm sorry. Any value that Gesicki had, which he didn't have much to begin with, is completely out the window now. Go ahead.
Kevin fired shots during the Smooth Report.
Wow. I'm loaded. So let's locked and loaded. So let's do
it. Hold on. Where's the penalty box? What? How dare thee? Anyway, there he is.
Oh man,
I figured it out. Anyway, Commanders wide receiver Touraine Collection has requested a trade from Washington after discussions of a new contract have suddenly stalled. The Commanders, who recently acquired Deebo Samuel from the 49ers, Touraine Collection obviously has made a great case considering the fact that he has played with literal garbage at quarterback. Not to be confused with Taylor Heineke.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I wasn't surprised that he requested the trade, but I don't think he's going anywhere because they finally have a quarterback. After all these years of Jeremy Cloran's been in the league, 7 years, and they finally have a quarterback.
Drafted the same year as Metcalf, by the way.
Yeah, wow.
Ohio State guy, by the way, too. And finally, MTV turns 44 today, airing its first music video. Video killed the radio star by the Bugles. This has been the Street Report. Kevin's back.
By the Bungles.
Kevin's been reinstated from the penalty box.
Man, I was way in the back of the bus on that.
Oh, all of a sudden, I saw Kevin disappear, and I was like, "Oh man, he figured it out."
I was better than muting him because muting him just doesn't do anything. It's like putting a wooden plank on a wide open door. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah. It's going to be a long season for you and I, Kevin. He can remove us and mute us at any time.
Ha
Well, that's all well and good because we'll show up again. So no worries.
Hello, I have returned from the grave. Oh, jeez. We do have some unfortunate news. Kenny McIntosh,
yes,
running back, did tear his ACL, so he's out for this season. However, there is a bright side to everything because Damian Martinez looks good.
Yeah, this clears a spot for him, and the people were
calling
him.
It does clear a spot for him, and he can catch passes out of the backfield.
Some people were calling him mini beast mode when he got drafted. I don't know about all that.
Let's put that to bed right now.
Yeah.
Relax, children.
Yeah.
Relax. But yeah, it sucks because Kenny showed some spurts last season with the team, and it just stings because obviously you don't wish injuries upon anyone.
No,
especially on your own team, you certainly don't want that.
No kidding. I mean, it stings because you really wanted to see a 4 running back system with this offense, but now it stings.
It's 3, but they'll go out and get somebody probably before the season starts. But what
George Holani. There's another one.
Yeah. But what stinks about this is that, and it's sad when it happens to any player. His season's over before it even began. You know, he didn't get a chance. He didn't get a chance to do anything. And anytime you see somebody go down like this, it just stinks. You know,
it does sting. It really does sting. We do also need to start off because it is International Beer Day today here in the States. Because we do have some European listeners here on this fine establishment program. We have some listeners from Canada, our neighbors up north.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know does Canada have good beer?
I mean, I think. Well, college me would say yes, because my go-to was John Labatt. Anytime.
Oh yeah, Quebec, right?
Labatt Blue, man. Anytime we were drinking in college, we had a code for it. We'd say we were talking to John Labatt, the founder of Labatt Blue Brewing. I'll drink a Labatt Blue every once in a while. My grandpa drank Molson growing up. I remember that. I'm not going to throw shots at Canadian beer. I don't know. I don't know enough about like the microbreweries and stuff they have up there in the Great White North. I imagine there's Canadian listeners throwing shade at me, going, "Oh, you don't know about this beer, that beer, whatever." But yeah, I would imagine Canadians, they know how to brew beer up there.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, I'm sure. And as I've said many times, the key is limes available.
They also use the spirit of Harold Ballard.
Wasn't he one of
That's
the
a
cheapest,
great reference for those.
Wasn't he the cheapest owners of all time?
He was the Maple Leafs owner from the 1960s until he passed away in like 2004. I want to say. But yes, he was very cheap. He was a notorious you-know-what hole. There's a whole 2-hour-long YouTube video from our dear friend of the show, Urinating Tree. And that's a real YouTube channel, by the way. I'm not kidding. Who dives deep into the curse of Harold Ballard of the Maple Leafs, who still have not won a Stanley Cup since 1967.
I'm gonna have to check that out after the show, because now I have a burning question. Was he worse than Marge Schott? She is my pick for one of the worst.
That would be hard to contemplate.
That's hard. That's hard. That's a hard discussion, because in terms of hockey, sure, Harold Ballard was probably the worst owner in the history of professional hockey.
Yeah, but
here in North America, I don't know about Europe or everyone out there in the KHL and Russia, but in terms of here in North America, Harold Ballard, obviously the worst owner in the NHL history, probably. There's some Islander fans that could disagree, but if you hardcore fan of hockey, you will know that Harold Ballard was pretty bad. Now, Marge Schott, geez, if you want deep into baseball history, just look up how the Reds were good and they had nothing because of their cheapness.
Right. They won the World Series and got nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
In 1990, they won the World Series and literally got nothing.
Yeah. Nothing. Literally nothing.
The only reason she wanted Pete Rose back was because he was chasing the record, and she knew it would bump attendance. You know, she was, and there's a lot of stuff about Marge Schott, and her. She's my pick for probably the worst owner in sports, but there's some picks out there.
What's an easy one for football?
Right now, I'm probably going to say
very good argument for Jerry.
I was just about to say it.
You got a good argument. Just about
to say it. Oh, hold on. Somebody's knocking on the door here. He wants to come in. I have to defend myself. I know what I'm doing when I run a football team. I'm gonna pay Micah Parsons in due time. I'm just gonna wait 3 years and then overpay for him. That is my tactic.
But also, I will pay Dak Prescott first.
Yeah,
Another
yeah.
$10 million a year. Unbelievable. By the way, do you want to know something hysterically funny? Jerry Jones, who overpaid Tony Romo for like 15 years, would have to fight with Dak Prescott's agents tooth and nail for his first contract extension. I don't know why. I don't understand why.
It's my negotiating tactic. I like to get them into the room and I like to close the door and then I see how they react under pressure. You know, that's why I liked Tony Romo, because I liked the way he handled himself going toe to toe with a negotiator like me.
And Jessica Simpson.
Yeah.
I mean, for God's sakes.
Yeah. No shade at Romo for that one.
No shade at Romo. I mean, Romo's dating pool is legendary.
You can't argue with it.
You really can't.
I like him as an announcer too. Controversial take, but I don't mind him. I don't mind him. At least he brings some emotion to the game, unlike Tom Brady. Tom Brady up there.
Well, Brady's fine. I will get. There's a running joke I have in this program that Tom Brady looks like a middle-aged lesbian.
Oh,
I mean, it's not.
I'm not wrong.
Off. It's not too far off.
I'm not wrong. That broke Kevin. That got to Kevin.
Just remember,
I was
Tom.
just thinking about. Did you ever watch Home Improvement?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay, and then and he would say something that was insensitive.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then they come up with a little sign that says "right and care of," blah 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 blah. So maybe we need one of those signs, so in case something like that does occur, they know who to write to after a comment like that.
Tom Brady needs to go back to his Subaru.
Hey, I have a Subaru, very fine vehicle.
No, I'm sure they're great cars. I'm sure they're phenomenal. It's the stereotype is real.
It is, but it's because they marketed to, that some of that marketing was very intentional. I'll leave it at that.
It was. Points.
Marketing could be intentional in some form, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Delightful.
Just ask Sydney Sweeney about that.
Oh, for God's sakes.
He went over it on Time to BS this week, and you crossed over right into it.
I have a thing. I have a thing about that, and I had a whole sound. I have an entire sound ready to go to continue on with this discussion. You guys ready to hear it?
I am.
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda. I will be the friend that's too woke, because those Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads are weird. Like, fascist weird. Like, Nazi propaganda weird.
Yep. That's real sound.
Yeah.
I can believe that. And
whoever made that sound or whoever made those videos
should be banished immediately.
Looks exactly who you would think it would look like.
Oh no!
I'm not going to impugn anyone's looks, but I'll say,
look,
that's a reach.
I don't judge a book by its cover, but you can hear the voices go, and I don't remember what she looks like, but I can picture who she looks like, and it's quite funny. But I will also say that I will damper lightly on this, and I will say this: if you have to complain about Sydney Sweeney, being an American Eagle jeans commercial, and label it as, quote, fascist and Nazi propaganda, you sucked in history class. Because there is a whole 3 decades worth of information that you can look up on your phone that you posted this video from, that you can go, oh crap, I was wrong. But you won't do that.
Oh man.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
It's just funny to me.
That's just like what was her name? It said that she was the first female action movie star.
Oh,
no.
I'm trying to think who.
No, who said that?
That was the one from Katniss or whatever her name was.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence said that.
Oh man,
So,
that's
and
tough.
then it was funny because one of the ones that was actually one of the first.
Did Carrie Fisher not exist?
Yeah.
Well, Carrie Fisher did in fact exist, but I was thinking about Sigourney Weaver.
That's a better one. That's a good one.
Okay, that's a good
in
one.
fact, responded herself that saying, I guess I wasn't an alien. So,
yeah, that's sometimes people say things and then things happen and
as they should.
I would say that Lucy. Oh wait, Lucy.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Whoop.
am I here?
I'm here.
Oh, okay, all right. And then Lucy Lawless, she also Xena Warrior Princess.
Xena Warrior
Princess. Come on, we can go all the way back. Linda Carter, Wonder Woman.
Berry?
She's back there. Halle Berry's got to go.
Halle Berry played Catwoman.
Yes, but we don't talk about
also James Bond.
Catwoman. That movie, Tom
We don't talk
Lone.
about that movie.
Come on, that movie's terrible. Now, but the other thing,
Kill Bill.
How about Michelle Pfeiffer?
Oh yeah,
we talk about Catwoman.
Well, that's a Catwoman I'll take, and I still quote Batman Returns to this day. I still say 4-5 still alive whenever somebody's shooting at me in a video game or something. I still do it. I still do it. But then that was like the time. Do you remember? Well, we're off the rails now, but do you remember a few years ago, Jay Williams? When the Celtics hired, who did they hire as their coach? Was it Udoka? And he goes, oh, this is a great day in Celtics history. This is the first black head coach. And I'm like, yo, Doc Rivers, man. Doc Rivers.
And also, didn't he win a championship with Doc Rivers?
I don't know. I can't remember. And then I was like, oh, what about Casey Jones too? Because I had just watched Lakers versus the Celtics. It was crazy. It was crazy. He got roasted for that.
Jesus. Some people say stuff just to say stuff.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
I thought we went over this in high school.
Right.
What happened?
Yeah, I don't know.
People are weird. You know what? That calls for this sound. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Those who played Super Smash Bros. You love that one.
Oh yeah, I am familiar, but Melee on the GameCube is still the best one.
Yeah, it's still the best one.
And then I love Brawl because of the single player.
Brawl was my favorite. Brawl was my favorite.
Subspace Emissary, very good.
Yeah.
Sorry, we won't bore the people.
That's all right. So, just one other fact that we should mention is those that are enjoying their International Beer Day, it's also National Water Balloon Day. So if you're combining those two activities, please be careful.
I'm telling you, we need
like a great idea.
Yeah,
I would fill my water balloons with saline because I'm a psychopath that way.
Why are you going to do this to people? At least you didn't say like Vaseline or something.
No,
that wouldn't work very well at all.
Because then I'd be confused with P. Diddy.
Oh, yeah, you don't want. That's a slippery situation. But
keep going.
I'm telling you, I don't know where you find these. But we need a segment on the show that is called Kevin, what day is it? And he can just tell us. He finds them all the time.
I'll bring it.
I'm sure he will.
I can bring it. If I don't bring it, then my lovely wife over there informs me of certain things. But I was able to inform her that because Monday is National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day, so keep that in mind.
Oh man, I might have to get one.
Your calendar in your closet that you look at every morning, like
It's literally on the wall.
It's national.
Not 20 feet from me right now. There's the calendar, and it's got little notations on it and little pictures.
It's National Toolbox Day.
Well, whatever works. And also, since we're doing this, tomorrow is National Ice Cream Sandwich Day.
You know what?
Oh man, I'm going to Stewart's, and I'm going to get myself a Chipwich tomorrow.
Chipwich, I highly support that.
I love Chipwich.
I want to go to Carvel so bad, just get flying saucers.
I don't have a Carvel's around here.
You have a Carvel out there?
I don't think so. No, I got to think.
Kevin, do you have a Carvel down there?
Carvel
ice cream.
No, that's a no. Apparently.
Dang it! I'm the only one.
Let me see where I got
What
location. You can use location. I'm going to the Carvel website right now.
We've gone off the rails too far.
Yeah. Well, you have to have high rails when we're on this show. So
Mayday, we're going down. Anyway.
Well, we've gone down in what so far? We got down in a car and a plane. I think a boat at one point. So
we need to go down a yellow submarine next.
Yeah. Okay.
Ringo's going to take us.
I'm sure there's a hot air balloon somewhere in the future as well. So
it's giving me all the
horse.
It's giving me all the flavors, but not a locate. Here we go. Breaking news. Let's see. There's 300. There's 357 locations in the U.S. All right. Let me see my zip code. Hopefully, no one can see my screen. I'll dox myself. All right. Here we go. Yep. Nope. I don't have any near me. I do not have any near me.
Look up 75243.
75243. 75243. Bang. All right, Kevin, you and I are out of luck.
We are definitely in the back of the woods, so we get none.
Wow. I'm the only one.
You're the only one. You're like Tigger. You got the only one with a Carvel. But I do have, as we discussed, I have a Dairy Queen right down the street, so I think I'll survive.
Probably 6 of them around here. So
there you go.
Yeah, well, they're based in Texas, aren't they? I think
that's right.
They are based in Texas.
The very best of Texas. That's part of their slogan.
This is true.
Their corporate entity is Brain Freeze Inc.
Okay, I can buy that. I'm down with that.
Yeah. You got to give it to them. That's creative.
Got to.
Ain't arguing with that. We do need to unfortunately go to our quick advertisement because we have gone off way too dang long. It's our fault.
It's
our fault, ladies and gentlemen. What are you gonna do? So with that being said, take it away. I don't have any ads. There we go. Be right back.
This show ain't free, so time for some ads.
Righteous Felon Craft Jerky is the official jerky of Belly Up Sports. For over a decade, Righteous Felon Craft Jerky has led the American meat snack revolution by concocting delicious, adventurous, U.S.-sourced jerky recipes for uncompromising carnivores across the country. With 15 different flavors to choose from, Righteous Felon has all jerky lovers covered, and by using promo code BELLYUP, you will get 15% off your purchase at RighteousFelon.com. Do your taste buds a favor today and rip into a bag of Righteous Felon jerky.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Use the promo. What the hell? Did I just hear double sound again? Anyway, promo code BELLYUP in all caps, 15% off your next order at RighteousFelonJerky.com. Dustin, are you okay?
Yeah. Just had a little cough there, but I have to say, I cannot see Righteous Felon anywhere without hearing Brent's voice. I now
that's an impossibility.
I associate that ad with his voice, and he did a great job on it. And Righteous Felon, you're gonna enjoy it. I've had a lot of the flavors. It's worth it, and they get it to you fast. And it's a little expensive at the store, so go direct to the website. Use the promo code. You'll get 15% off your order. Dunzo, you got a healthier snack option.
Oh. We love that stuff. It's been a long week for me.
I could see it's a muted Mr. Cruz that is joining
That's
the
right.
Seahawks.
I'm
That's
not my
right. We
usual
need
self.
to spark some life over there.
I'm not my usual self. We do
Okay,
have
so question.
Anyway.
Okay, I was doing some checking today, and this they had this thing about facts about every NFL team. And
Okay.
of course, I
Yeah.
went immediately to the Seahawks.
Okay.
Okay, and the Seahawks are the only team to play in an AFC and an NFC championship game.
Oh,
You are
yeah.
correct. 1983, when they played the Raiders.
And we don't need to discuss that. So.
Yeah, we don't. Thanks, Marcus Allen. Hall of Famer, Marcus Allen.
Right.
One of the 10 greatest running backs to ever play the game.
Yeah.
Probably.
But fortunately, they are 3-0 in the NFC title game. So got that.
No, that NFC title game against the Panthers, that was one of my favorite.
Wallace.
That was one of my favorite memories because
so good.
I'm going to say it. I loved to watch Steve Smith play because he was so angry.
Yeah.
And he was a great receiver. But also his level of frustration with the outcome of that championship game was something to watch. And also it was pretty funny because there were some Seahawk players, I think, that were screaming at the defense to be like, they're going to throw it to Steve Smith. They were, they were just saying it. But man, I loved when they beat that Carolina Panthers team. They did it rather handedly, if memory serves. Nope.
What in the world?
Are you all right, sir?
I'm not having a good week, guys.
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah, we need to spark some life.
See what happens when you do
John
that?
Schneider got extended. Anyway.
Oh yeah. What a segue.
What a segue, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, John Schneider got extended.
But he should have.
Yes, he should have. Kevin, when it was just the two of us, post-draft, we did mention before how the criticism of John Schneider was fair-ish, but post-Pete Carroll, he has pivoted and has pivoted brilliantly.
Yes.
The last two drafts that he has had, most of them have been hits. About 85% of his picks have been hits.
I'd wager to say that's going to be the case with this draft as well.
Most likely. And he signed a 4-year extension, is probably going to be here until 2030.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully longer than that.
He's already the longest tenured GM in Seahawk history.
That's easy. And I'm sure our friend of the show, Jackson Bevins, is like, no, this is a stupid idea. What are you doing? I mean, it's because Jackson has some really interesting comments about John. I'm like, all right. But one thing that we can say is that Schneider has pivoted to a different direction of how he wants to build the team. And say what you want. Say what you want about the moves he's made this offseason, but they have been nothing short of spectacular so far. Granted, still training camp, but still.
Right. But all the reports I'm hearing about training camp have been glowing about the moves that he's made. So,
yeah, well, and I agree with you both. I will say that Schneider deserves this extension. Like you said, Dan, based off the results of these two drafts. Now he had some misses. He had some misses on trades and things during the Pete Carroll era, but you could always default to Pete had final say on personnel. So how much input did John really have? Now they always talked about that it was a partnership. They did the thing together. They built the team together. They understood each other. They always said all the right things. But at what ultimately ended up being his final press conference, the explanation as to why Pete Carroll was stepping down, he said, He said part of the this is why this is happening. John deserves his chance to run this team and prove what he can do. Something to that effect. I don't have my old notebook where I have the exact quote. But John deserves more time to put his imprint on this team. And I think this extension is partially a, hey, congratulations on the last 2 drafts and preliminary congratulations on the Mike McDonald hire. It's looking pretty good so far.
So this is also Jody putting her stamp of approval on,
yes.
Hey, listen, I had my doubts with you when we let Pete go, but the ball was in your court and you proceed to shoot for 17 threes in a row. For like 60 points, you had an 81 point. You had an 81 point game in honor of in honor of Kobe Bryant's 81 point game. It is August 1st. May he rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. But
against the Raptors, I think
on Jalen Rose. Funny enough, the thing that Jalen Rose is most famous for. Anyway, I digress. But Jody basically said the ball is in your court. Go shoot some threes, and he has done that. John has, it's nice to see.
Yeah.
But Kevin, what do you think?
I'm absolutely with this, and we still have a lot of obvious questions that have answered. This draft looks fabulous. Does Sam Darnold work? Does Cooper Kupp work? But you can certainly turn around that they got much younger at the quarterback position, and DK Metcalf was being difficult and didn't want to be in Seattle anymore. Fine. Ship him clear across the coast, which they did. And then they brought in a guy who has done it to replace him. And they go out in the draft and they make the pick that made us all happy in the first round. Moved up and got Emmanuel, who we were all praising all that's holy.
Who, by the way, to cut you off, has been listed officially at 6'3", 235.
Okay. And I don't know if you saw this, but he had 2 interceptions this week.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay. So he's doing it, and then they get Arroyo, and then they tell Noah Fant to please hit the road. And so that's working. Milroe is working so far. So far, looking great in camp. And so, unless the car really goes off the highway, everything is looking good at this moment.
Yep.
Well, and even if the car goes off the highway, they have a little bit of an out because that Sam Darnold deal, even though they gave him $100 million, whatever it is, the team has an out clause after 1 year.
He has a backup plan for everything.
Yeah, so he's
shocking to say, because we wouldn't have had this discussion under Pete Carroll of like, oh my God, Jamal Adams goes down. Here's Ryan Neal, who is better in coverage, but not as good of a pass rusher. Bobby Wagner goes down. Fill in the blanks.
Yeah, and the thing is too that you just hit it on the head. As much as, and I largely remember the Pete Carroll era positively. I think most
he have to. He won a Super Bowl.
Yes, and I liked a lot of what he did. But the one thing, if Pete Carroll was still coaching this team, Tyler Lockett would be a Seahawk. He would still be a Seahawk. John Schneider has proven that he can make the tough decisions, and also, people love Lockett. People still love Lockett.
As they should.
Yep. And they wanted him back. People were vocal about how they wanted him back because of his locker room presence and his mentorship. But he was declining. So John Schneider is proving that he can make the tough decisions. And he's throwing his chips in with Sam Darnold. He's kind of throwing his chips in, but he's got a parachute if it all goes south. And I always like to have stability at the GM position, because if you don't have GM stability at that position, you can't really establish the team. You can't really build the team. And with with a coach like Pete Carroll, under the previous arrangement, he could have stepped in and he would have said, this is still my team. He could have been the stabilizing presence. But with McDonald, as young of a coach as he is, you needed stability at the GM position, and you needed somebody with experience. John Schneider checks those boxes.
He sure does.
He does.
Let's face it, if Pete Carroll was still the coach, Smith would still be the quarterback.
Jamal Adams will still be here,
There's
too.
no question at all about that.
Jamal was.
And not to say that would be a horrible thing, because we all three were in, Smith's corner.
Yeah.
Except for the unfortunate interceptions.
Yeah, the red zone interceptions, yeah.
But you know what? This is amazing. All this, research and everything else. Smith had 1 yard more last year than Sam Darnold threw for.
Unbelievable.
1 more yard, and that's it. Wow. And then, you know how Sam Darnold took a bunch of crap because of the last 2 games, and deservedly so?
Yeah.
This is important because he threw 12 interceptions, but 10 of them were through week 9. Okay. After that, he threw 2 interceptions the whole rest of the way.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
And so I think that is going to work well if he can keep on doing that, because against Green Bay, he didn't turn the ball over.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
That was not the issue at all in that game. So
it was the Rams. It was the Rams. It was the Rams and the Lions defense back-to-back weeks. So, say what you want about Sam, but when he's on, and it showed when it even showed when he was with the Jets. When he's on, he's on.
He threw 35 touchdowns.
Yeah.
You know how many touchdowns Smith had? 21.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now part of that is, some of those balls that Sam threw, he threw them to Mr. Jetta.
Well, yeah.
No
question about that. He could make me look like an NFL quarterback.
That's the thing.
Honest about this.
Some of the receivers, like Justin Jefferson's on the level that Sam could throw something up, and Justin Jefferson is going to be able to go get it.
I think that JSN is going to be not quite, of course, but he's in that same conversation.
Yeah, I think he could get there. Yeah,
he can do it.
Very easily could.
He had 100 catches.
Yeah.
You know how many players had 100 catches under Pete Carroll's watch?
1.
0.
Oh. Really? Not even Doug?
0.
Wow. I couldn't believe that, because I would have thought with you, Dan, I would have thought Doug Baldwin got there.
That was my first guess. I was always Doug.
Or Lockett, because he was always good at finding the end zone later in his career. But
Golden Tate too.
Yeah, Golden.
But they had great wide receivers, no question.
They really have.
Yeah.
But none of them had 100 catches.
That's amazing.
And JSN had 100 catches in his second year.
Yeah. Speaking of top tier talent, speaking of nonsense in top tier talent, we have to go to your state, Kevin.
Okay, bring it.
Because we have a very interesting development that has just been coming out of the weeds. It's Dallas, you're a mess. You're a mess. So Micah Parsons, edge rusher, has officially declared a request of a trade from the Dallas Cowboys as of 6 hours ago. And all of a sudden, the Rams are being linked to him. The Seahawks are being linked to him. San Francisco.
I don't know if you saw that. It was kind of funny that he was. There was a photo that was supposedly him at the SeaTac airport.
Yeah, that was funny.
Which was absolute nonsense, of course, because he's in California.
That's an old meme, but I hear it. But here's the thing: the Rams can't afford him long term.
There's not a lot of teams that probably could.
Not a lot of teams, because we've dabbled on this show a few times about Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
Multiple times and stuff like that. Hendrickson would in all likelihood be cheaper
Well, he's older.
To maintain long term and to acquire.
Yeah.
Than Parsons.
Yeah, he's 4 years old.
Someone brought up the Khalil Mack trade as a starting point.
It was Schefter. I saw that. Yeah,
for Micah Parsons and what he could get for the Dallas Cowboys, which is 2 firsts. I believe it was 2 firsts, 2 seconds, a 3rd round pick. It was an obscene amount of draft capital.
Right. Which I'm sure that go ahead.
For one guy, but still, Khalil Mack was worth it at that time. And was worth it to the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where it was like, you know what? Let's go get this guy. And the Bears traded up to get him, signed him to a 6-year contract. Granted, traded him to the Chargers and let him go, but still, it was at the time it was worth it.
Yeah, and he was that good. He was so good. He was so good that I remember, I believe John Gruden was coaching the Raiders at that time, and he got a lot of flack for letting him go. Even with that,
yeah,
people were all over John Gruden. Now they eventually get all over him for other stuff, but the Mack trade, he took a lot of flack.
As he should have, because the issue to me, and it's the same issue we're talking about with Park now, that let's say they trade him, get all his draft capital, does nothing for this year.
Oh yeah,
and they could flush this whole season right down the drain.
Well, and the other problem is that we're talking about it, and I'll let you boys jump in here, you boys, as Jerry would probably say. But the thing is, draft capital doesn't mean anything.
No,
as long as Jerry Jones is your GM, especially if Jerry Jones is your GM.
Right, because you know he's going to take an offensive lineman with one of those picks, and
I have a question.
Yeah.
If John Schneider calls Jerry on the phone right now and says, I will give you the Jamal Adams trade again, and I will say, I will give you 2 firsts, a 3rd, and a player of the first player I thought of, and we're probably going to get some slack for this, was Tariq.
Reek is who. Yeah,
that's the thing. It might have to cost you.
Oh, it's gonna have to.
It's gonna cost you Reek Woolen because
yeah.
Now, what I have a little hope with Reek is Nehemiah Pritchett. Say what you want about him, is essentially the same guy but a little slower than Tariq Woolen and not as good ball skills as Reek. But what the unfortunate part about playing defensive back is that you can have the worst secondary on the planet, but have an all-world pass rush, and you'll be fine.
Right. If the quarterback is underneath 3 bodies, he can't throw the football.
What dismantled the Seahawks' Legion of Boom for a good period of time was they could not get a legitimate pass rush.
Yeah.
For at least another 4 or 5 years.
Oh, it all started when they did it. What did they trade? Was it who did they trade to the Chiefs? And after
Frank
that,
Clark.
Yeah, the Frank Clark trade, and then they tried to bring back Darryl Tapp. They tried to do all this stuff. None of it worked. It
didn't work, and none of it worked. But it was, if you don't have a great pass rush, your secondary is going to get eaten alive.
Right, because an NFL starting quarterback, no matter how good or bad he is, will find a receiver.
Remember Matt
if
Schaub?
You give him enough time.
Matt Schaub when he was with the Falcons.
Oh yeah,
tore them apart for like 500 yards. It was insane. So look no further than that. And it's funny because is Parsons worth it? Yes. Are you willing to trade an ungodly amount of draft capital for him?
I would say yes, because of one reason. He's 26 years old.
That's the thing. Yeah, he's young.
Yeah, that's at least he's young.
He's young.
He's 26 years old, but we can't get too much energy going on with this because the Cowboys and Jerry Jones will not let this happen.
They're not going to budge.
Yeah,
They're not going to let Micah Parsons get out the door. They're going to reach an agreement. Trust me, at, let's see, it's almost 8 o'clock Central Time. I say, maybe by the next time we're live, he's going to be signed.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because I don't know how we have taken, and by we I mean I have taken shots at Jerry Jones' ability to draft players, but this is a home run pick. This is somebody you should have extended by now, but you're too busy you're too busy being the Bengals of the NFC. And you're paying all your offensive players, but not giving a care about your defensive players.
That's the other thing, because we talked about Trey Hendrickson a few times. He's the entire defense of the Bengals,
right? Which is true.
Micah Parsons is literally he's literally the Cowboys' entire defense.
He is.
He plays everywhere.
Right. He can be a defensive lineman. He can be a linebacker, and.
Yeah,
if you're the opposing offense, you have to account for where he is.
Yeah,
he plays everywhere. He plays everywhere, and that's the thing. Which is like, if you're willing to make an offer to Dallas and be like, "I will give you 2 firsts to start this year and next year, a 3rd rounder, and Tariq Woolen, a really good corner." Who the heck says no? I'm willing to part ways with Tariq Woolen if it means getting a borderline Hall of Fame worthy talent in Micah Parsons.
I mean, I would do it. As much as getting rid of Reek would hurt, I am salivating. Now, I'm with Kevin. I don't think this happens.
No,
but
it doesn't happen.
I am salivating at the possibility of what Mike McDonald could do with someone like Micah Parsons on defense, where he would put him. He can play. Micah Parsons can play anywhere, but the thing is,
he's good in coverage too.
Yeah, it shouldn't have gotten to this point, and maybe okay. I'm spoiling some of what we're doing on No Credentials Required for our upcoming break. But stay with me on this analogy, but I don't know if you both agree with me. As much as I love Reek Woolen, and I'm going to talk about him in another segment that we get to on this fine program, Reek Woolen reminds me somewhat of Dennis Rodman in the fact that when Dennis Rodman was on the Bulls, if he was locked in to play, there was not a better rebounder. He could be that second offensive option to Jordan if needed, but his mind wasn't always focused on the game. If Dennis was not focused, he did not play well, and I see some of the same parallels in Reek Woolen.
That's the issue right there. Only issue, especially over the last few years, that he hasn't brought the A game, which he needs to do this year.
Yep, and you have 2 other guys behind him that can easily take your spot with the returning Shaquille Griffin,
right,
and the aforementioned Amaya Pritchett, who was drafted, I believe, in the 4th round out of Auburn.
Let me
the internet.
Let me do some real-time research here. I got to close out of the Carvel website.
The 5th round.
Oh, 5th round. Okay.
5th round. Yeah, their corner depth.
Has there been a team that's hit on more of the 5th round draft picks than the Seahawks?
Hard to say.
Yeah.
Hard to say. But it's their pass rush group is not great outside of DeMarcus, Derek Hall, and Boye, because Uchenna's hit or miss because of his injury history. Jamie Sheriff is a preseason warrior, but there's not a lot of, oh my God, he's going to be a star tape right there for him. And Byron Murphy, it's like, I want to see Riley Mills get healthy fast because he's your nose tackle by default. He's big enough to play nose tackle, and then moves Byron Murphy outside.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see something from Byron Murphy
Big time.
this year because
Big time.
I was excited when they picked him, but
Yep.
So far it hasn't clicked yet, but it's still early.
It's still early. That's what helps, but their corner depth is okay. It's their corner depth is okay, but I'm willing to part ways with one if it means getting a Parsons kind of player. But hey, they may still be in the fold for Hendrickson. You never know. You never know. But
I never do know.
But
Hendrickson needs to come to a conclusion at some point because this has been going on for way too long for them. And so at least he's in camp and holding in, which is such a better idea than holding out because, you get $50,000 a day. Imagine that.
That's insane.
Unbelievable.
And so when he was in Florida, he was getting charged $50,000 a day. So, he comes in camp and says, "Oh, my shoulder's sore, so I can't practice." Well, he's in camp.
Yeah.
And so he's getting paid. And they can't prove that his shoulder doesn't hurt.
No.
So that's the way it should. And this is the same kind of thing that we should talk about with Parsons. Oh, my shoulder. Oh, I need some attention. Right? And he's in camp. He's been in camp from the beginning. So he's doing this correctly. I don't know about going to the public sector and complaining.
Yeah, I mean he's pretty frustrated, and he supposedly submitted the request to Stephen Jones himself.
That's what I heard. He did that personally.
Yeah,
not just send him an email or call him up, say, "Hey, Stephen." No, he did that in person. So I'd like kind of see how that conversation went.
I'm very curious to see how everything goes, but DeMarcus has looked good in training camp.
Yeah.
He's looked good, and Uchenna's looked good in training camp. He's hurt now, but he's been when he's on, he's looked pretty good. I'm very excited for Eamon Wari because he's that Swiss Army knife.
Man. Yes.
Oh. So, which brings us to our next segue of reports from training camp.
Okay.
Kevin, you start off because I'm a little out of it today. It's not
a little out of it. Okay, so
out of it today.
Okay, some of this we've already discussed a little bit. That Jalen Milroe, they've been showing him throwing the football.
Yep.
Well, he also ran it for 20 yards on a scramble, and so now he's showing the legs. Then right after that, he threw a 35-yard pass. So there is nothing that this guy has done so far to suggest that he's not everything that you could possibly hope for when it comes to the backup quarterback and potential starter someday. And so with him, with Arroyo, has looked absolutely fabulous. Everyone is praising him up and down. And so that's exciting to see. Kenneth Walker. Now, this is an interesting part of this because he's talking about that he's come in, he's going to bed earlier, he's got a better diet. And so you have to ask yourself, well, where was this last year? But that's neither here nor there, I guess. But he's doing and he says his dad was the one who told him, son, it's kind of, dads and sons, son, you need to get it together. And he's following his dad's, recommendation and looking much better in camp, much trimmer, much sleeker. And I have said from the beginning that I am in on Kenneth Walker, and people have criticized that, and they can continue to do so. I am in on Kenneth Walker all the way. Great season. Just be ready for it.
You know who else been making some nice little tape flashes here and there? Your guy, Torrey Horton.
Yeah.
Torrey's been looking really good.
That's what I was going to say. Milroe threw a bomb to Horton. I saw that. Bomb.
Yeah, he did. We got a delightful comment here. We have unfortunately a Titans fan here. Fanboys Unleashed said a whole session of Seahawks. This Titans fan doesn't mind. Keep up the good work, folks. Hey, thanks for tuning in, lad.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Appreciate that.
Thanks for tuning in, lad.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Department of BS. Keep your hands
if there's
and
a
feet
certain
inside.
Titan you would like us to discuss, let us know who that might
Keep
be.
your hands and feet inside the ride at all times.
That's right.
And remember, you can't escape.
Well, as Seahawks fans, I think we're all speaking and saying we hope that Tyler Lockett does well in Tennessee.
Take care of our boy for us.
Nobody hates Tyler Lockett. Nobody.
Yeah.
Take care of our boy for us, please.
Yes, that's a whole different scenario than with DK.
Yeah.
Because everything I've heard about him is negative in Pittsburgh camp, which makes me cheer.
Yeah.
I'm serious. He wanted out of Seattle. Fine.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
Get on with your bad self and enjoy yourself in Pittsburgh. They have a 47-year-old quarterback throwing to you.
Although I will say that DK still has one of the greatest tweets in the history of Twitter. And it was when he was carted off in that Detroit game, and everybody said, What's going on? How come DK is getting carted off here? Is he injured? And he tweeted after the game that clinch walk wasn't going to make it. I still love that.
He pulled the Paul Pierce.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time. But he admitted it.
Who's been impressing for you guys so far in training camp? Because we mentioned Jalen Milroe, we mentioned Elijah Arroyo, we mentioned Torrey Horton, we mentioned Kenneth Walker. Who else has been impressing for you guys so far? For me, it's Anthony Bradford. That guy has been moving people.
So yeah, I haven't seen enough of camp. I've had a lot family stuff going on, but I got to hunker down and watch some footage because I know the people that I want to see how they are in camp. Sam Darnold is one. Jalen Milroe was another and he's proven it so far from what I've heard. Because the big question about him coming out of college was his accuracy and whether he'd be able to pull it off. Nobody was questioning his physical talent. But the other player that I wanted to see how he conducted himself was Reek Woolen, because I wanted to see what kind of headspace he was in and if he could be ready to play like a top 10 corner that he looks like at times. So, but as far as who's impressing, I defer to you two gentlemen because I have not been able to catch up with as much of camp video
Cooper
as I'd like.
Nice. Cooper Kupp has been looking.
Cooper Kupp has looked good. And if I could float one name up, and that I've mentioned him already, and that's JSN.
Okay.
Because they're saying because both of these guys are slot
they're both
receivers for the most part. Okay, but JSN went to the outside. He caught a 35-yard pass.
Oh, beautiful.
So you've got two of these guys, and I saw this that 33% of his catches, JSN's, was as the outside receiver. Then you look at Kupp, 34% of his catches were as an outside receiver.
Wow, okay.
So this is something that could work with both of these guys. You could have one playing the slot. You could have none of them playing the slot. They're not locked in as slot receivers. No. And so I am very excited about that part of this. And because they're like, they're going to get in each other's way. Not the case.
Nope, not at all. Who else has been impressing for you, Kevin?
Let's see. Well, one of the things I was very glad to hear, not it wasn't impressive or anything, but this was very good news, because Charles Cross,
finger surgery.
Had finger surgery, but they're saying he'll be ready before week 1.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
That's very important. Yeah. Any kind of problems with the offensive line is going to kind of mess up everything that they've been doing.
Yeah.
And so we don't need any injuries or anything to creep into the offensive line, because it's got to be good.
Speaking of
got to be good, or their season's going to unravel.
Yeah, that's the thing. Speaking of the offensive line, it looks like the Seahawks have their starting 5 offensive line.
Okay.
As of right now, it looks like it's going to be from left to right: Charles Cross, Gray Zabel, Olu Oluwatimi, Anthony Bradford, and Abe Lucas. That's what's looking. That's what I've seen a majority of the tape. Looks like it's going to be from training camp. Christian Haynes is going to get some snaps in. They want to run an extra offensive lineman with Michael Jarrell in as well. But they want to move people. Mm-hmm. They want to move people. And Bradford has been able to move some people because that man is freakishly strong.
Yes.
That's got to be the mindset.
Yeah.
If you're an offensive lineman. Move or be moved.
Yeah, he is strong. And which the Kubiak system, and that's the thing. Clint Kubiak was on a Seattle Sports Radio earlier today with Bump and Stacy. And even he was like, he looked so serious and he was so pumped for the season, but his emotion didn't show it. He's going to want to move some people, and they have the ability to do it because they're running a lot of fullback sets, 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends, extra linemen. They want to do it. They want to run the football, and they have the talent to do it. And Zabel, I'm excited to see how a full season of Oluwatimi is going to look because people forget. Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong. Oluwatimi won the Remington Award in Michigan, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won the Remington Award for the best center in the country at Michigan. It was drafted in the 5th round.
If you're winning that at Michigan, it means you can play.
Yeah.
That means that you can play. We can debate a lot of things, but if you can play offensive lineman for Michigan, you can play.
Yep. Dustin's looking it up real-time research.
Yep. I'm going Michigan.
What do we got?
Michigan. Let's see. Come on, give me the stuff.
Google's not working with you today.
No. I'm down. He was drafted 2023, 154 pick overall. Give me what was Remington? I'm gonna
the Remington Award. Yeah, he won the best center in the country.
Remington, Oluwatimi. He won the Remington Trophy in 2022 while playing center for the University of Michigan. There it is.
Yep. There we go. So
he took over after injuries.
We tell you something on this show, you can take it to the bank.
Right? Yeah. He took over for Connor Williams, who retired midseason. Yes.
Yeah.
And the line played a lot better.
Yeah, it got better for sure.
At center. He did. He played he when he took over, the line played a lot better. And Abe Lucas, I'm really excited to see a full, healthy Abe Lucas.
Hopefully,
and that man is a Viking. That man is a Viking of a man.
When he and Cross are on the line together, which has been rare the last, at points, it was good. Those were 2 picks of the last draft of the Carroll era where you had to take your hat off because they were finally doing something about the offensive line. They finally hit on one.
Yep. Correct. And Zabel is obviously going to start left guard no matter what. It was a toss-up between Christian Haynes and Anthony Bradford, but I'm not going to lie, I wanted to see Haynes, but I was disappointed with Brad. I'm sure a lot of us were disappointed with Anthony Bradford last season. A lot of us were. He did not have a good sophomore year. And I think he took this offseason as, okay, I got to work on my craft. We have a zone scheme that's built that is offensive lineman friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And he can move people. He moved people at LSU. He threw people at LSU. And they can do that. They have the talent to do it. And, it's... I'm just... for the Seahawks have not had multiple Pro Bowlers on the offensive line, I believe, since the first Super Bowl team.
Since Hutch and Jones and
Hutch, Locklear, Walt, Chris Gray,
right.
Robbie Tobeck.
And that didn't stay together very long because next thing you knew, Hutch was in Minnesota.
Yeah,
Hutch went to the Vikings.
The Vikings and their poison pill clause contract.
Delightful.
Then we get what was the response? It was Nate Burleson. You know, that was like we're gonna go get him from the Vikings.
Yeah, we also got Percy Harvin, which we know Super Bowl with. But
it
kind of works. It kind of works.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, what do you think? Because it's been a toss up between Christian Haynes and Anthony Bradford in that right guard spot. Because other than right guard, it looks like 4 of the 5 starters are set in stone.
Well, you know, it's kind of funny because you have several examples of like Bradford and a sophomore slump.
Yep.
We could expand that, all the positions and everything else. You know, saw it with Stroud and guys like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that's the case with him. And if he can step out of that and get it, this is kind of it. Produce or hit the highway.
Correct.
And so if I'm the coach and I'm the offensive, line coach and all that, this is okay, dude. Shine or hit the road. That's your choice right here, and see what he can do.
Yeah, because dare I say, I mean, it's obscenely early. I feel like.
Oh yeah, it is.
But for the first time in a while, the Seahawks appear to have some depth on the offensive line.
Finally,
and they won't have to piece things together. No disrespect to people like Fidi over the years, or
oh god,
Fant.
his turnstile of a rear end.
Yes, or Fant, who they kept simply because he could play multiple positions on the line because there was always injuries, so he had to.
Do you guys remember Reese Odiambo?
I do not remember.
So you would think I would remember a name like that.
So he was from, I believe, Boise State. He was drafted as a guard and played left tackle. And they played the Texans one year, where it was the 41-38 game where Deshaun Watson tore the Seahawks to shreds.
Yeah.
And I believe it was 3 days later they traded for Dwayne Brown. He was bad. He was so bad. But it was like the left tackle has been such a turnstile for them since.
And you can't have that.
No.
Unless you have a quarterback that's left-handed, you cannot have that.
Yep. And they have 2 tackles which are going to be here long term once they get the contracts done, which is another reason why I don't think they make a trade for a Hendrickson or a Micah Parsons, because they want to re-sign those 2. Yeah. They have to.
Yeah, and they're clearing and they've cleared a lot of cap space, and that's probably for extensions for that.
They got to. They have no choice. But I'm just Dustin, where do you think the line stands on your end?
Well, I kind of already talked about it, but I think as long as injuries do not affect it and they can have some continuity on this line, because we talked about earlier, you need continuity at the GM position and stability. The offensive line is another place where you need that on the football field, or your team's going to have a rough time. I mean, we all know how bad the line was in Detroit when Matthew Stafford was a quarterback there. He was getting just destroyed there. And spoiler, the New York Giants. Sorry, everybody, but they have pretty much the Detroit Lions' former offensive line.
Yeah, so pray for Russell Wilson.
Yeah, it's going to be a long season, but. I feel
sorry,
like,
Russ, you forced your way out. Screw you.
Yeah, I feel better about the offensive line than I have in a long time.
I do too. Yeah,
I do as well, and that goes back to the draft.
Yeah,
I was live. If they had picked anyone else, I would have not have been a happy camper live.
Yeah, you would have been a very unhappy camper.
Very unhappy
camper.
But that did not happen.
Nope.
And then the draft, to me, just got better after that.
Yup, it did.
There were some surprises, and they traded up for once, which is something that they
never see.
Yeah, they
never did. Because the story was they wanted to trade back up to the first round to get Emanuele, and couldn't do it. So he slides into the second round. Okay, let's go get him now, and which they did.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yep.
And just to bring it back to the offensive line for a second, I was very high on the Zabel pick because Steve Hutchinson was extremely high on Gray Zabel.
Hutch gives you an endorsement.
Yes.
One of the best guards and one of the better guards in NFL history.
Right. Yeah. So he's got a plaque at the Hall of Fame, so you might want to, pay attention.
And by the way, Hutch moved a lot of people back in his day.
He did. My goodness. He and Walt both. Sean Alexander, why I think Sean Alexander doesn't get quite the credit he deserves is because of the line he ran behind. If he ran to the right or the left, there was going to be a hole there for him.
Sean Locklear and Chris Gray on one side.
Yeah.
Walter Jones, 2 Hall of Famers on the other side.
Yeah. There was going to be a hole for him.
Unbelievable. So
So you can make an argument. Okay, so he would have had, without those guys, he would have had 20 touchdowns.
Yeah,
probably.
Okay. Instead of what was it? He had 28 or whatever the number was.
It was 28 in 2005. That at the time the NFL record.
Right.
We do need to get to a quick advertising break before we continue on with this program. But coming up, Dustin's Jukebox makes his glorious return.
Oh, all right.
Do you have a song, Dustin?
I do. I have one. There's always some kind of song kicking around in here, so I got one.
That's what we can count on this segment. With that being said, we'll be right back after a word from our friends over at Candid Dips. Be right back, guys.
This show ain't free, so time for some ads.
Hey guys, this is Hector from the Insert Name FC podcast here to tell you guys about Candid Dips. It is a great tasting, superior alternative to traditional dip using CBD in a way that is radical, enjoyable, and effective. It comes in 5 core flavors: wintergreen, mint, citrus, mango, and American spice. Candid Dip CBD is the new evolution in dip, allowing guys to enjoy great, long-lasting taste without the downsides. If you guys want to go ahead and try them out, use the code BELLYUP20 at CandidDipCBD.com. Once again, BELLYUP20 at CandidDipCBD.com, and you'll get yourself 20% off your purchase. Thank you again for Candid Dips for being a great partner of Belly Up Sports.
That's right, lads and lasses. Use the promo code BELLYUP20, 20% off your order. CandidDips.com. Dustin, I hear some tunes in the distance. Where are we? Are we going to the bar? We're going to the pub?
Yeah. Raise your pints because we're going.
We're going off to the bar, and we're about to hit some buttons and hit Dustin's Jukebox. Kevin went to his home.
I'm here. I'm here. No worries.
I was like, what happened there? Did they have to go get some honey?
No, I had a cat sonar situation going on over here.
Delightful.
Yes.
Cat problems are fun.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Dustin's Jukebox. Dustin, what is your tune for the week, my friend?
Well, it's always fun because I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to pick for this. And then I just let the inspiration take me. And you know what? We're going back to 2001 for this one. I thought about going older. I had a different song in mind, but then candidly, I forgot what it was. So now we're here. We are going to talk about a classic. And if anyone disagrees with me on this one, listen to it and then talk to me. Miss Michelle Branch. We're going to take it everywhere. I love that song. It's one that I used to play on the guitar when I was younger. I used to play it. People like to sing it around the campfire. And it starts with an A minor, which is one of my favorite chords. Little known fact that I'm putting out into the internet. Everywhere, Michelle Branch. That is the song off of, I forget the album. It came out in 2001. Let me just pull it up here. I will be faster than real-time research on this. The album is The Spirit Room. The Spirit Room. Everywhere opens the album. So if you're unfamiliar with it, stream that album on whatever streamer you got. Everywhere is the first track. It'll be in your head. I apologize in advance because you will be singing it all weekend. Michelle Branch, if you're watching or listening, I'd love to have a beer with you on International Pint Day or International Beer Day.
Love to see it. Love to see it. So there's this running question here on Seahawk Twitter that the Seahawks haven't been to the NFC Championship game since 2014, where they did beat the Packers at the now fabled Emerald City Miracle.
Oh, man. I love that game.
The Seahawks have won 3 playoff games since that time. 3. They've won 3 playoff games since 2014. 2015, actually. Excuse me, where they beat Minnesota. They beat Philadelphia.
Well, it was like 18 degrees below zero or something.
Yeah, that Minnesota game was awful.
Colder than you know what, and it was so bad.
Also, hats off to you, Blair Walsh, for missing those field goals. I appreciate
that.
Yeah. Also, former Seahawk Blair Walsh, by the way.
Yes.
Right. They beat Philadelphia, and then what was the third playoff win that they had?
Oh,
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I can't.
It wasn't not long ago. Trying to remember. 2015, 2016. Detroit. It was Detroit. Okay. Yeah, Detroit. Because, Thomas Rawls went off that day, and then they lost to Atlanta. So, yeah, they've won 3 playoff. The Seahawks have won 3 playoff games since 2015. Not making it to the NFC Championship game since 2014. The fabled question here that remains amongst Seahawk faithful is, can they finally take that leap of faith? And they have a foundation, the Seahawks do, to build upon with this defense. And it seems like the offense is starting to make some strides, or whatever the heck you want to call it. But it's hard to say because you have the great unknown that is Sam Darnold. You have the great unknown that is a new offense. You have the great unknown that is a brand new offensive line. And a Cooper Kupp who's dang near in his 30s, but still. You have a Jackson Smith-Njigba who's going out of position, sort of, depending on who you ask. Mm-hmm. You have multiple new faces on this team. Some people are calling the Seahawks to win 5 games.
Yes.
This season, which is...
That's what I have to say to that.
Yeah, pretty much. You and me both, Kevin.
Okay.
So, I mean, unless the Rams absolutely storm out of the gate, it's the division's going to be decided by the final 2 games of the season. Absolutely going to be decided by the final 2 games of the season. And Seattle, in spite of Geno Smith's interception troubles, the defense starting off slow, borderline inconsistent 10 games. Despite I'm a believer in this defense. I'm a believer in the Sam Darnold experiment. I'm a believer in Clint Kubiak in this offensive system, and I think that they're going to cause chaos. And I don't think they're going to win the NFC as a whole, because the last time they had a top 3 seed was 2020, the first year of the Jamal Adams trade, where, fill in the blanks there, what happened that day, because, that was a disaster of a half at home in front of no fans, but still. So... Because you look at the NFC as a whole, it's very top-heavy. Very top-heavy. Because you have Detroit still going to be there.
Yeah.
The reigning champion Eagles are going to be there. Washington's going to be really good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm a big believer in Jaden Daniels' second.
Commander's going to be really good. But the NFC West is that gigantic question mark of, okay, the Rams are going to have their defense. The Rams are going to be there because a healthy Matthew Stafford can tear apart anyone.
He can.
But there's something that screams about the Rams to me that says they're not going to shock anyone to me. And I think Seattle's going to win the NFC West to me. So, I mean, Dustin, I bring the floor to you. Can they finally take that leap of faith?
I mean, I think they can take the leap, but I'm less of a believer in the Sam Darnold experience than you are. But I do think that you have been on about you have converted me on the zone block scheme. And I think the Seahawks rushing attack is going to be their bread and butter this year. And we just talked about how much we all think that the offensive line, as presently constructed, is going to be one of the best lines that the Seahawks have had in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
The wild card in the division, to me, though, that could pose a threat to the Seahawks, I am not looking to the Rams. I am not looking to the Rams because the Rams, as you said, I feel like they came out of the gate and surprised people last year because people did not expect their defense to be good. And Stafford, people were saying he was washed up. He proved he still had it. But this year, people know the Rams defense is going to be good. They're expecting it. They're not going to take anybody by surprise. I am looking to the Arizona Cardinals. I think that's the wild card team in this division because I think if they do not get Marvin Harrison Jr. more involved this year, then all of those people should lose their jobs. You have somebody like Marvin Harrison and Kyler, as much as he can drive people crazy sometimes, he's a weapon at quarterback. Say what you want about him. The way he gets it done sometimes is unconventional, but he gets it done. And I think that Cardinals defense at points last year looked very good. So they're the wild card. But I think the Seahawks, if Sam does well, I think there is enough around him. If Cooper Kupp stays healthy, there's a lot of ifs with this team, but I think they could do something. They're going to win more than 5 games for sure. I think they could get I think they could get close to last year's total because I feel like this division is going to be tighter than people think. A lot of people think that the Seahawks are going to get their doors blown off, and this division is going to be one of the ones that's decided around Thanksgiving. I'm with you. I think this division comes down to the final weeks of the season. I think it's going to be a tighter race than people think.
Kevin?
Okay, so Dustin, you just mentioned about how people think that the Seahawks might get their doors blown off. Not with this defense.
Nope.
We can sit there and to the squabble about the offense all we want.
Yeah.
But when we've talked about this before, that they have the potential to be a top 10 overall defense. And we saw that a year ago when we haven't mentioned Ernest Jones, okay?
Full season of him.
Yeah.
Okay, full season to him. When he came in, they cut their rushing from 139.4 to just 99.8.
Yup.
After he showed up.
Yup.
That's a huge difference.
Huge.
So their defense is going to be better, and I don't think there's as many question marks on this offense as a lot of people think. And I saw that the Seahawks are the biggest, have the longest odds of any team to win a division.
That's insane.
Okay, at 500 to 1.
That's insane.
So if I can make a recommendation here, right now, okay, if you ever, you guys are close to Jersey, please. I don't know if in New York you can make bets or whatever. I don't know about because Texas, you cannot do that.
Oh, we can make bets here now, Kevin.
Okay, so if you go and see that the Seahawks are 500 to 1 to win the NFC West, put money down.
Yep.
That is my bet that I would put money down. I'm not saying you have to go crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Because if you put $10 down and they win, you just won $5,000.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take that.
This is the bet out of all the bets that you could make on the NFL season coming up. Seahawks at 500 to 1 is the bet to make right now.
It's hard to say because not only do you have the Cardinals and the Rams, San Francisco.
Yeah. They're not going to be as bad as they were.
They're not going to be as bad as they were last year, and they might not have this. They might have the same record, but they're definitely not going to be as bad as they were last year because Nick Bosa's still there, Fred Warner's still there, Brock Purdy's still there, George Kittle's still there. It's just I don't look at San Francisco as the world beaters that they once were, and I don't look at Los Angeles and I say, oh my God, the Rams are going to blow the doors off of people. Look, they replaced Cooper Kupp with a much older Devontae Adams. Like, that's it? That's your replacement for Cooper Kupp is Devontae Adams. And I know Ram fans are going to say, like, oh, Devontae Adams is better. I'm like, sure. Devontae Adams may be better than Cooper Kupp at this point in their careers. You may be right. But who else did you bring in the free agency market? Who else did you acquire via trade? You have 2 first-round picks, okay, in next year's draft, okay? Who else did you bring in? Nobody. Mm-hmm. It's the same team. You didn't upgrade anywhere else.
But
on the receiver. Nowhere else.
Here's where I might just push back a little bit because I've been burned doubting the Rams before.
Oh, we have.
I think the X factor in that is that they still have Puka Nacua on the field. He's their number 1 receiver now. Devontae Adams as your number 2, I'll take that all day. He's basically a 1A, even at this advanced age, and if he's healthy. But the real wild card is Sean McVay. I will never doubt a Sean McVay offense again. I will never doubt what he will find a way for the Rams to score points. Their defense is going to be what either keeps them in or undoes them. Because Sean McVay's offense, ridiculous.
Correct.
He could get a cardboard box to score points.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that. You've been on this train multiple times over, and I'm with you on that. But it's just nothing. I don't look at the Rams, and it doesn't seem they're going to blow the doors off of people that everyone thinks that they're going to do, which is fine. Whatever. Right. What are you going to do? We do need to close off the show in like 20 minutes. Well, before we do close up the show, and before we do close up shop for this week of Seahawks Sessions, we do need to get to our new favorite segment. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for BS of the Week. Bullshit! Welcome back to BS of the Week, and this week's edition of BS of the Week on Seahawks Sessions is the Blue Angels? Question mark? Now, you guys know the Blue Angels, right? You guys are familiar with the Blue Angels. You know, fantastic pilots. You know, stunt pilots for the U.S.
I saw the movie, by the way. It's excellent.
I'm sure it's great for the U.S. Air Force.
No, hold it. Blue Angels or Navy?
Navy. Sorry.
That's very important.
Sorry. I failed.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, proceed.
Sorry, I forgot you're the Navy guy here.
That's right.
The Navy man, yes.
Sorry. I didn't want to piss off the Navy officer.
No, you don't want that. I used to be on an aircraft carrier, so we don't want
the Air Force?
that. What's that?
Can I piss off the Air Force?
You can do that.
Oh, I have a buddy of mine who's in the Marines.
No worries.
I can piss him off too. So I go,
okay, hey, Army, you're good to go as well.
I go to him and I go, hey, do you go sock shoe, before you eat the crayons, or you go sock shoe after you eat the crayons?
Oh, brother.
What is it? Where do you go? Do you know how to use the calculator? Like, what is it? All right, I'm done. So this week's edition of BS of the Week.
Anyway, proceed.
We go to the Navy's Blue Angels, stunt pilots. Fantastic pilots over there in the U.S. Navy. So there's this billboard. I want you to guys look up for me Blue Angels billboard in Seattle.
Oh, man.
I have the picture. and it is beautiful.
All right,
So,
let me see.
But I will tell it for you. I will tell you guys while you guys are looking up the photo. So there is a billboard over in downtown Seattle. That says say no. You got it? Say no to Blue Angels. Too loud, war trauma, pollution.
Oh man.
And in the photo, you have in the background the Blue Angels fly V formation flying over said billboard.
Oh man.
That's a gigantic middle finger. Oh
yeah.
Great.
Oh man, that's
beautiful. Okay, so for starters, like that's the whole argument of like, oh, fireworks brings out PTSD in veterans. I'm like, first of all, Kevin, you shot guns, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, do you know the difference between firearms and fireworks?
Of course.
Yes, there you go. There you go. That's all I need to say.
Okay. There's some firearms that need to be brought to this, because I'm looking at it. To this billboard.
Wow.
Oh, man.
You want to talk about that there's war trauma? You would see some war trauma if I saw this billboard.
Kevin's coming out of the booth.
Starts a conversation like that. I just sat down.
He's coming out of the booth.
Now, why are we doing that, Kevin?
Why? Because them, that's why.
You want to get on my bad side? Support something like this.
Yeah.
Funny. It is so funny. It's a and I love the Navy. My sister was ex-Navy, and that is a gigantic middle finger.
It's one of the biggest middle fingers I've ever seen.
Wow.
And I can't imagine. There's been some stuff that just bring a visceral reaction out of me. This is one of them right here.
I don't blame you. Like people, and obviously we're not the only ones reacting to it, because I saw an article that they're going to get rid of this billboard. But man, funny. Sometimes like there's, how do I say this? There are real causes in the world, and then there's things like this. This is somebody
in the real place, people.
Yeah, somebody's got. There are bigger things to focus on. Let the Blue Angels do what they do. They bring joy to countless people. I remember going to air shows as a kid. Loved it. Wear earplugs if you're worried about the noise pollution. Okay.
I had a coworker of mine who was an ex-iron worker over in Staten Island. And he came over to Long Island as one of the foremans of my previous employer, and he would always say this one lesson that's been ingrained in my head for the last 3 years, and it's been use your effing head. Use your head. It's not hard. It's not hard. Use your head. Like it isn't like okay. Oh, don't like loud noises? Wear earmuffs.
It's not like they're flying over the city of Seattle. Give me a break.
Yeah. No, they're not.
It's not like they're flying on the streets.
And even if they did, you know what? If I was the Angels, I'd fly right over the top of it.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah,
I would fly about 10 feet above it and just say...
10 feet above it? Yeah, that's I don't know.
1-800-BLOW-ME. All right?
Oh, no, wow. Did you 1-800-BLOW-ME? You said
we gotta get show merch. We gotta get show merch that just says, quote unquote, you'd see some war trauma if I saw that billboard. Okay, Kevin Wilson, 2025.
Kevin's just a walking T-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm here to help. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, great. 1-800-BLOW-ME.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that one either.
Woo! What a way to end it, boys.
We can't top that.
Oh, that's our final thoughts of the day.
Yeah, that's it. There's nothing beating that.
With that being said, Dustin's coming from the capital region of Albany, New York. Kevin, who's a national freaking treasure at this point, is coming in from the great state of Texas. I'm coming in from the beaches of lovely Long Island, New York. This has been Seahawks Sessions, and we'll see you all in this life, and most certainly the next one, for God's sakes. Jeez.